personal privilege.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Giselle, if you just stand up, introduce yourself real quick.
Hi, I'm Giselle Thomas. I am from Wichita, Kansas, and I used to work for the Wichita Youth Advocacy.
Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome to committee. Okay. Committee, the first bill we'll consider today would be Senate Bill 334. And if you could give us a brief rundown of what 334 is.
Mr. Chairman, Senate Bill number 334 relates to nursing workforce development and provides education levels for instructors at nursing schools as a requirement for state approval. Currently, KSA 65-1119 provides an application process for the approval of schools for professional nurses and schools for practical nurses by the Board of Nursing. This bill would amend that statute to require the submission of evidence that such schools' faculty possess a nursing degree awarded by a state or nationally accredited school of nursing approved by the board that is at least one level more advanced than the degree awarded by the program in which they are teaching. The board would be prohibited from requiring additional or more advanced credentials for faculty. The board would be authorized to grant an exemption from this new requirement to a school facing hardships in hiring faculty.
Committee, any questions? Yes, Senator Fausto.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, Amelia, so we're giving the nurses, the nurse practitioners, a little more. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, the bill has to do with the approval process by the Board of Nursing for these schools to be approved. And this has to do with their faculty requirements. So it would have to do with the faculty education requirements for approval of the school.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other comments or questions? Yes, Senator Tyson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If I remember the hearing correctly, this was quite controversial on both sides. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Owens.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. It was quite controversial because one of the opponents was alluding to something that wasn't in the bill, and I tried really hard to point that out. She was under the impression that this somehow was giving nursing homes the ability to set up colleges. And simply put, what this does is this allows an accredited nursing school that is teaching a 2-year nursing program to allow a 4-year nursing degree holder to teach that 2-year program. And then a master's level teacher, right, would be able to teach the 4-year, so just one step above. That is what this legislation does. I think it'll go a long way towards helping get more nurses educated, and it just allows for that within the accreditation process.
Any other discussion? Yes, Senator Clem.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And maybe this is to Senator Owens a little bit, just to expand. When I was chatting with the opposition about this, they alluded to the next level of accreditation works, but as soon as you went to, they had some issue with accreditation that it would limit their growth or something around that. Do you know if that was an accurate statement, or could you elaborate on your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I would be happy to. You can look at the bill directly, and I kind of highlighted, at least in mine, some of the explanation where it talks about, the school's faculty possess a nursing degree awarded by a state or nationally accredited school of nursing approved by the board that at least one level more advanced. Right, and so as long as basically what it's doing is it's allowing that within the accreditation process to occur. It's not handing a nursing home any kind of an accreditation or decreasing the standard, if you will, for a new nursing school set up. It is saying the nursing schools that set up, and then of course any new ones that go forward, this is an acceptable level of education for an instructor. Most accreditation right now, as I understand, requires a master's level nurse to be able to teach any level of nursing. And this just changed it to the next level up.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So when I was as I was reading, like Baker University is just starting to continuing to build up their accreditation program. Does this hurt any of the universities from their efforts of growing those accredited licenses or degrees?
No, no, absolutely not. As a matter of fact, it makes that accreditation process just a notch easier because they don't have to hire a lot of master's level nurses to do every piece of the education. They can hire, for example, if it was a 2-year nursing program, they could hire some 4-year nurses, your BSNs, to actually teach some of the 2-year level classes. So it actually makes it a notch easier, if you will, for them to get their accreditation.
Since you're doing a great job, why would they be against it if it makes their lives easier?
So Baker is against this?
Yeah, when I'm looking at it, Baker University and some of the junior colleges, which it was just kind of threw me off a little bit. So I was just curious on that. But not that you have to have that answer.
Yeah, I don't have the answer to that one. I've got some answers, but I don't have the answers to that one, sorry.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
So I was going through and rereading this really quickly too, and so when nurses get their nursing license, they have to set for a national exam. And so one of the conferees said that there may be an issue because it takes additional education for the graduate to have the knowledge and competencies to be faculty in a nursing program. If the faculty aren't adequately prepared, then one student outcome will be a decreased pass rate on that national licensure exam. So I think that was maybe part of that concern that you were talking about, that if they can't pass the national licensure exam, they can't get licensed to be a nurse. I think that's what he was referring to.
Senator Miller, did you have a question?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you so much. It was more clarification just on what we've already been discussing, that I believe that a claim was made during the hearing that this could allow nursing homes to just willy-nilly start educating students. And I think a couple people brought to their attention that it is still required that it has to be approved through the Board of Nursing. So like Senator Owen said, that it's not changing much of any of that around, it's just expanding the potential educators' qualifications. So, and the only opposition testimony that I read was just that they were worried that it would devalue that, but I mean, we've heard quite the opposite, that if anything, if they're qualified, if they've taken the next step up, they would be more than qualified to teach that. So I believe I would be in support of this. So thank you.
Other questions or comments? Committee, what's your wishes? Senator Owens?
I would make a motion that we pass out Senate Bill 334 favorably.
We have a second? We have a second by Senator Miller. Any further discussion? All in favor? Wait a minute. Wait, pardon me. I saw a hand go up before the vote. Senator Tyson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I would be curious to find out why Baker and others were against the site. If the committee wants to vote on it now, I'm going to be abstaining, so
I
thank
think I
you.
called for the vote, so we'll go ahead and call the vote, and we can find out later at that time. Okay.
He's got an explanation.
Do you have an explanation for that?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was just going to point out that the testimony that was submitted was not a representative of Baker University. It was an individual who had previously worked at Baker.
Okay, we have a motion made and seconded. All in favor? Say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Committee will move on to Senate Bill 429, and a brief description of 429, please.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, Senate Bill number 429 relates to tax credit incentives and would extend the sunset for the angel investor tax credit from its currently scheduled expiration of tax year 2026 to tax year 2031.
Any questions, committee? Yes, Senator Tyson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I understand that people love the programs, the different tax credit programs that we have, but we keep handing out tax credit on one hand, and then we keep wondering why we're short on the budget on the other hand. So, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you for your comment. Yes, Senator Pascal.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So to Senator Tyson's point, isn't this a little different, though? It's the angel tax investment, angel tax credit. Is that right from staff?
Staff, you can answer that question.
Mr. Chairman, we generally refer to this statute that's being amended as the angel investor tax credit. The tax credit is an income tax credit and also, I believe, an insurance premium and privilege tax exemption that is based on 50% of the investment, of the investor's cash investment in a qualified Kansas business. So it's based on up to half of what that investment is, but it is a tax credit that the program is giving against income tax.
Senator Tyson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just will reiterate that we keep handing out tax credits on one side and then wondering why we're short on the budget on the other side. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other discussions? Senator Blue.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I did not have a chance to get an amendment drafted, but I'll probably have an amendment on the floor with this bill, so just that way people aren't blindsided on why I didn't bring it in committee.
Further discussion? Committee, what did you wish? Yes, Senator Tyson.
A couple of questions for the reviser, if I may. What the new sunset would be. Is this a carry forward? Is there transferable? Just some more details. Refundable? All that good stuff for, so people understand for tax.
I'm reading some of the language from the existing statute. It is my understanding that the tax credit that is, any unused tax credit may be carried forward until the total amount of the credit is used. It is also transferable. But I do not believe it is refundable.
Senator Tyson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Quite a few issues with this. If it's needed by the corporation, then why do they need to transfer it? The carry forward, I can somewhat understand, but that there's no date certain on the carry forward. That's created several problems with other programs. I mean, HPIP has a 16-year carry forward, and we've seen what kind of issues there. I do understand this has an $8 million a year limit. When is the sunset again?
Mr. Chairman, the issuance of the tax credits would, the bill would extend it to tax year 2031.
Is a conceptual amendment in order?
I don't really like conceptual amendments, but I will hear your conceptual amendment, and then the committee can decide whether or not you want to put it on.
Well, I don't want to step on the good senator from Barton, so I was just going to look at the sunset for now and move it down to 3 years.
I think that since we've had the hearing, and it was in our document when we had the hearing, and we're down to almost the last hour here on, as far as committee meetings for this bill, that can be added on the floor with an amendment on the floor if you'd like to do that. So
it's fine, and I'll bring in a couple others.
that'd be fine.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So this question is for the Chairwoman of the Tax Committee Tyson or staff. So if we were to eliminate the tax credit, would it carry over to those who have already been awarded them? Would they still get to benefit the usage of? Or does it just cut them off?
Senator Tyson?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It would depend on the amendment, how it was written, but in the past, we have usually allowed any currently issued credits to continue to be captured. That, I think, I mean, the revisers or somebody, research might be able to tell you different, but that's how we've treated it in tax recently.
Committee, what are your wishes? Senator Owens?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would make a motion, I'm looking because I don't have it in front of me, that we pass out Senate Bill 429 favorably.
Do I have a second? Second, Senator Paus-Cadell. All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We don't have any more bills to work today, and I don't think we have anything on Tuesday. I don't think we have. We're done, so until after turnaround. So we are adjourned. Thank you very much for your hard work today, and we'll be back.